to your week. I am working on the remaining parts of this Killer Frost commission that I started in Edmonton and haven't had a chance to finish it, so let's see if I can get it done today. And I'm really excited about it. Let's see if my music is playing. It is, yay. Okay, now I can't see myself or the stream if anyone is on. Okay, now things are going. All right, so to start with, I'm just gonna let people get on the stream, so I'm just gonna get to work. Oh, Nathalie is here, hello. I'm so glad that you could make it. All right, so I am using my trusty hex chart made by Sandy Alnock. I absolutely love this thing and do all of my commissions with this cheat sheet. Hi Shane, hi Gabriel. So good to see you guys. I finished the Zenescope cover today. I was trying so hard to finish it last night. I stayed up till super late to work on it. Yes, I am cold. Hi, Steve. So I stayed up super late last night. Well, late for me because I get up at 5:15, right? Or I try to. Yes, more snow is falling. It is cold. Oh, wow, you've been moving since July. Wow. Well, it's great that you could make it, hun. So, yeah, I took so long to make up my mind on the final color scheme for the Risque holiday cover, and it took me forever. I could have been done yesterday afternoon, but instead I was done this morning, like a fail, because my typical problem came to haunt me again, and that is making up my mind. So I couldn't make up my mind of exactly what color scheme to make for her. So it took me forever. But anyway, I'm done. It's off. I'm still waiting to hear back from Zenescope if it's approved. I'm gonna check my mail. Yes, I know. So I completely changed the color scheme from what you guys saw on the Twitch stream the other day. But I think that it's better and it looks better than it did before, so that's good. I need more Copics. I always need more Copics, Shane. Okay, so I do have a picture of Killer Frost that was given to me by the person who commissioned this as reference. And so I am just gonna get that here. All right. So this is the outfit. I know you guys can't see it, but it's the TV series version of Killer Frost. Hey, Keeman. Hey, Philip. All right, so there's a lot of dark blue, which is, you know, along with purple, kind of my nemesis. So this is going to be exciting. Oh, good. You started with the grays. That's awesome. All right, I have coffee for us to keep me going since I went to bed last night at like 2 a.m. And I did not get up at 5:15. My alarm was set for 5:15 and I screwed up and got up at 6:30. Oh, right, Kevin? I'm so with you. The epic amount of money that you spend and you expect to get a whole fuck ton of Copics and you get them and there's basically nothing. Though I find that with all art supplies. Okay. So I know that I am kind of overlapping with the Hell Witch Facebook Live that's going on. But suffice it to say, thank you all a ton for hanging out with me when I was working on the Hell Witch cover. I hope that you enjoy the final. And for those of you who are planning on adding that on in the Kickstarter, thank you so much. I heart you all. All art supply stores kill you on art supplies. No, actually, it's really not that cold in my house. It's just that I sit on my butt all day long, so my body temperature is really low. Yeah, at least $100. Copic is definitely, if you're going, you're going to have to kind of resign yourself to the fact that you're going to be spending a lot of money. Okay, I'm just trying to get the camera in place. Make sure everything is good. Yes, much better. Hello, Jason. Is the Hell Witch Facebook Live done? Okay, I can't remember what markers I used. Hey, Primetime Comics. Hi, Will. Sorry, my dab pad is in my pencil case that I had to put on the floor. Yeah, you're gonna see so many winter outfits from me from here on out for like the next 6 to 8 months. Yes, I'm just gonna be rocking the cold girl clothes. Hey, Tyler. They just finished it? Okay. Hi, Scott. All right, I'm taking a guess at what markers I was using. I don't remember at all. So here's to hoping everything goes well. Okay, as you guys can see, there's a hole in my shirt. It is technically for my thumb, but I've moved it out of the way because the last thing I want is to get Copic marker on my white jacket. That would really suck. Also, I have super long, ridiculous arms, and most of these things, if the jacket fits me, the thumb holes don't reach my thumbs. Yeah, winter is coming. True story. A little bit intensely bright. So this Copic marker has its own little beard as well. I tend to ruin my markers. Hello, Tom! I did not catch the Flash last night. I really need to catch up on the Flash is what needs to happen. Alright, so I've turned the brush a little bit on its side so that I can hopefully get through some of these bigger areas faster. Oh wow, yeah, that's pretty cold for Arizona. Oh, now I can just make fun of you guys back, since everybody made fun of me for having such a hard time with the heat. Maha, you're cold. And then you guys can make fun of me again at Tucson Comic Con when I'm like baking my ass off. I'm dying of the heat. So I don't know if you guys remember, or if any of you were on the stream where I made this big bloop right here on the art, because I overfilled a marker. I had my dab pad there, but I failed to catch it. Hey Hans! So I think I'm going to use a decent amount of Copic opaque white for this piece. And so I'll show you guys how to use it if you're at all interested, or if not, you know, you can watch me try. Kylie is here. Hello, Kylie. Did you get any sleep, hun? It's actually pretty awesome to be on completely different time zones than Kylie, because last night when I was working, we chatted and I asked her her opinion on what I was doing, and it was very handy. Thank you, Kylie. Juan is here. Hello, Juan. You guys are all so awesome. Oh, I didn't even see that. So rugged up. Yes, I am in my warm inside jacket. It's so warm. Oh, thank you, Jason. Love you. Get home safe. I know I need to visit UK Comic Cons. Oh my God, David, you're gonna miss it? That's so sad. Weep. Or Dave, I'm sorry. All right, so I am done with the background. And I wanted that in first so that I could plan around it to do her hair. It does have central heat, and the heat is on. You guys gotta realize, no matter how much the heat is blasting here in Calgary and we have double paned windows, there's ice on the inside of the window. Oh, you're traveling. Well, then you're gonna have fun, Dave. Guys, I sit on my butt all day and do absolutely nothing. It makes me cold. And then if I get up to go do like laundry or cleaning the house or anything like that, then I'm too hot if the heat is on too high. Do you know how that is? So all I need to do is just get up and move a little bit, which is absolutely not happening right now. Anthony, oh my God, I didn't see you. I'm sorry. Hi, Anthony. And yes, Kylie, on the inside. It hasn't gotten there yet, though. I move my hands about this much. 1 centimeter in every direction to draw. What did I just say, Gabriel? Now I'm all scared. I can't remember what I said that's going to be on YouTube forever. Oh, okay. Jewel Kicks gets it. I don't recognize that your name, Jewel Kicks. Oh yeah, that is true. Yes, I do sit on my butt and do nothing. As far as movement, lots of think work. It's still over 26. Oh my God. Hot cocoa, Anthony. I'm not really big on drinking, to be perfectly honest. Calgary is getting hit this year. Poor us. So her hair on the TV series, it is, it looks like platinum blonde. Like it actually has a little bit of a yellow tinge to it, at least in the picture that I'm looking at here. But I think it's supposed to be like bluish white, kind of like Black Cat's hair. So I'm gonna do bluish white on it just to keep everything proper continuity, and then I'm gonna make her hair, her skin, very pale white skin. Hot cocoa with Bailey's does sound really good. I really hope that 7-Eleven still has the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup hot cocoa on Halloween, because I'm going to need to go with Lyndon for trick-or-treating. He's 8, by the way. And I always take him trick-or-treating, and Dan hands out the candy here. And I really, I want to be able to drink that hot cocoa when I have to be walking outside in like 2 feet of snow. Ugh. By like a gallon, right? It's blue-white on the Oh, okay. It's blue-white on the show. All right. So then the picture here is just a little confusing. Hey, Hydro Evolutions. So I got dinner on early. I did a crock pot meal. Believe it or not, guys, I do cook. And so I did crock pot, like pulled pork is for dinner. So I have that on already so that I can do a Twitch stream. And then I need to get, I don't know, I need to like clean up a little bit. I want to clean the house a little bit because Dan's younger sister, Sarah, is coming to visit us. And she's never visited us here, and I'm really excited. The catch. The room that she's going to be staying in shares a bathroom with my teenage son, Laura, and I need to clean that bathroom. Tanis, hello! Yeah, that's right. Oh, Sarah? Is that what you're saying, Anthony? Oh, no. I see. You're talking to Kylie. Twitchy me, hello! No worries, Anthony. I should have realized you were talking to Kylie. No, I haven't. Sorry, Scott. SK Froy, hello! I'm so glad you could make it. Okay, I need C3. So now I'm just putting in a few darker shadows to hopefully show a bit more depth. That's one thing I've really noticed about realism versus your average art or illustrations is that the thing that really makes the biggest difference is the lighting. And there's a lot more pops of white and highlights, and then cut shadows in the realism style of painting. And I'm not going to be ever going into complete realism at all. But it's really good to observe and learn from that, and, you know, look at real photos and stuff like that have that, the real, like, daylight kind of look to the lighting. So I'm trying to learn from that. And I decided it's... Oh, wait. Speaking a little much, done. Oh, hi, Annika. It's so good to see you. Well, I can't see you, but to hear from you, love. So sweet. All right, I'm going back to Cool Zero. Oh, thank you so much, Sock Monkey. And I got your email. I can totally do that sketch for you. That is no biggie. I'm so excited to see you in Vancouver, and thank you for telling me who you were. That's awesome. Oh, thank you, fan of art. Oh, Kylie, I took your list and tried to see what I could find on the Canadian Netflix, and there's no Lucifer. Because that one you said was a must watch, so I looked for it. They don't have it. Oh, thank you, MJ Freytag. That's so nice of you. So now I'm using some cool gray number 3 to put in just a few darker bits. Rock Trooper, I'm just reading your thing, make sure I understand your comment. When you decide whether to use gray tones and then color over using just color tones, how much different are they in how they look? Well, I don't use color over gray tones. I do know that there are some artists, and if I'm not answering what you asked, let me know. There are some artists that are really amazing, like Mark Brooks, for instance, who can take a gray toned piece that he's done and colorize it in Photoshop. I have not been able to figure out how to do that, even though I've actually had it explained to me by the one and only great Mark Brooks. That does not compute yet, you know. But as far as this, I don't go over gray tones with color. I generally will just stick in the family that I was in. Though the one time that I did is I went over gray tone Copic marker with watercolor. And they seem to mesh better. But putting color over gray tones is, I think, it's weird. You have to like be kind of specific with which markers you mix with other markers, because some will actually lighten the other marker. It messes with the color. It also messes with the paper. So I try to stick as close as I can in groups and not go too exciting in how I mix stuff, if that makes sense. Oh, hey, Mark Riojas. Oh, thank you, Kylie. That's awesome. To digitally colorize it, right? Probably. Like I've told you guys before, I am a very, very dorky fangirl. I really wish I could be cooler about all of that, but I'm not. So I have a question for all of you guys. Yesterday I posted a picture of some of the markers that I used for Mary Jane's jeans. And it got more reaction from people than probably anything I've posted in the last few months. Like, is that something that you guys want to see more of, where I like just take a shot of whatever markers I use for some specific thing on a piece? Do you find that helpful? Do you like that? Or is it just going to start getting irritating? Just random question. Okay, Rock Trooper and who else said? Okay, Mark Riojas. All right. Okay, Juan Solo. Okay, I'll do that for you guys. I'll try to remember to take pictures if there's any interesting ones I've done. Like Cool Grays is all I'm using right here. But for other ones, yeah, I'll take pictures of it. Oh, really, Kylie? Okay, I'll start doing it more often. Hey, Lino! No, Arrow, I haven't tried those other programs. Okay, thank you, Twitchy Lee. I'll definitely try to do that more often. It's one of those things that I just forget to do, so I just need to remind myself. Okay, take a picture, take a picture. Oh, that's so cool, Kylie. Yeah, for sure. Go for it. Yes, Steve. I use something like 10 different markers for your Harley. Yeah. I think so much of that is probably unnecessary, but it just helps with all the little shadows and all the little gradients, and then her hair has depth. You know, that's a great idea, Juan, but I keep the markers in the caps like this. So I have them so that I can switch things around. That is a really good idea. I just need the caps. Jason's back. Hello. Oh, that is so awesome, Steve. Thank you. Aw. Alright, so now I'm using Cool Gray 3 for the darker shadows. And I'm going back into places where the markers have actually dried. And I think I've talked about this before, so if you guys have heard this already, you know, just shush me. But the whole thing with Copic markers is to blend while the markers are still wet. Sometimes, though, you want to actually wait until they are completely dry. And the times that you want that is when you do want to have a sharper line, because Copics are intended to blend, right? That's what they're made to do. Once they dry, they don't blend anymore, and you're going to not be able to actually make smooth skin, for instance. Once it's dry, don't touch it. If you can help it, just don't touch it. Leave it alone. If it isn't quite the tone that you wanted or whatever, save those things that you learned and use it on another piece. Don't touch the one that you already did. If you try to add in more warmth to the skin or whatever, all you're gonna do is just royally fuck your piece. So just leave it alone. Wait till next time. Either get it all done in one shot or just walk away, in my opinion. I really like smooth, well-blended skin. I don't like seeing harsh lines and stuff. If you are trying to have those kind of harsher lines or you're going for a more sketchy look, by all means, do that. I've done that with some of the Divinica interiors. I was intentionally not blending it. I wanted it to look scratchy and stuff, so I'd leave it for a few hours, come back and add a little bit more, but I didn't mind having you see all the marker lines. That's a style. So if you're going for that style, of course, do what you want. But if you want smooth, soft, blended skin with like almost as much of an airbrush illusion as you can get, do not touch it once it's dried. The only caveat to that is if you want to have a shadow. Say they've got a ball cap on and you want to have a shadow going, you know, like say the sun is right above and you want a shadow right here all the way across the eyes, wait until it's dried and then do that, because it'll have a much sharper line, which is what you're going for. If your skin tone is still wet and you put that shadow on, it's just going to start seeping and bleeding into the skin a little bit, but enough that you're going to notice, and it's not going to have that sharp look that you were going for. So, you know, there's times to work wet on wet and other times to work Copic on dry. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Oh, okay, Kylie. That's good to know. I'm glad you decided what to do. Oh, you haven't seen a feat of mine before, Rock Trooper? Well, thank you for being here. Yay. What have you done before, Juan Solo? You say right here, I've done that. What have you done? Which part? Trying to blend it once it's dried? Hello, David. Anyway, my giant long pontificating was about right here, and in some of the places where I want more shadow. I had done this part where I do want a pretty strong shadow cast from like her cheek and stuff. I'd done it when it was still wet and it had started to seep. It didn't have that nice sharp line. So that's why I went into that big long thing all about doing some shadows afterwards once it's dried. So like right there. Good night, Nathalie. Oh, thank you, Kylie, and thank you, David, about the jeans. Okay, I wrote this in the actual post, and in the end, I took it out because my post was just getting too long, and I am way too long-winded. But the one thing that I didn't leave in there is when you're coloring those kind of jeans, don't try to blend it at all. Like, again, this is like know the blending rules and break them all if you're doing jeans. What I did with the jeans, and I'm just gonna get a little scrap piece of paper if I can find one. Yes, Kylie, I overfilled the marker and it bled onto right there. So I'm gonna have to fix that. I failed. At least it wasn't on the face. And I had my dab pad on the side, and I had opened up the marker, and then I think I even dabbed, or maybe I didn't. It was right there and I just failed. Oh, hello, Donnie's daughter. Is that Amy? All right, I am just looking for a piece of paper. Okay, the one thing that I would recommend when you're doing jeans, and I'm gonna post this picture to kind of explain what I mean a little bit more on Boop Squad. So if you're not on Boop Squad, go join that. It's free. It's on my Facebook page. The link to my Facebook page is just scroll down right here. All right, so let's pretend that this is a thigh, okay? And then here is the knee. So we're just a little bend in the knee like so, okay? And so here's the thigh, and let's do some torn jeans like this. So like the knee is going down here. Okay. So the one thing that I did with her jeans that worked out really nicely, and it was just, I don't know, a fluke that I did it like this, is take your marker, and with all the colors that I listed for you to do, don't blend it. I did all of it like this. And I basically just went back and forth. It's tedious AF. But if you're going for a more high-end piece, which that one was a like, do it home, take your time, and then I went further and went full crazy, this is how I did it. And you want to follow the perspective lines. And I'm going to post a picture that's going to explain this. I actually have been saving the picture to show you guys, but you want to have rings. Now I had it in my head of the curve of the body when it's going back away from you like that. If you were to do it all straight lines, it would look like a table or a board. You want to give that illusion of depth and girth. I don't know. This is the only word I've got. And so you want to follow those basic ring lines when you're putting in the texture for the jean. And then I just used the next color. These are not the colors I used, but it gives that texture. And so even though you're not seeing a ton of streaks and stuff like that, it's enough. So I really didn't do a ton in the way of blending, but I followed the curve of what her thigh would be doing. And so then it gives that proper illusion. Yeah, I should totally make a pants sketch tutorial, it's true. All right, and then I just used some darker colors and again did the same thing. Like that. And just went over it with all the different colors that I was doing. And then what was really helpful is at the very end, I put some really dark shadowy bits in places. I actually used this marker for it. Just to also give some depth. Jean is generally not one perfect smooth color. It's a mixture of a bunch. And that's what makes jean look like jean, right? It's not just blue pants. If it was blue pants, well, how would you tell the difference between jean and just a pair of blue pants? You have to do these little things that are so tedious and so irritating and take so long. Actually, for me, they're not irritating. It's really quite fun because I just like zone in and I'm like, ooh, this is so exciting. But if you find it tedious, then it's up to you how far you want to go. But if you want to go full nuts, this is kind of the method that I did. And then I took the Sakura jelly roll, and I had an old one, which was perfect. You want an old one. and I just scratched along the top like this so that it had little ticks. You guys can't see this, I can barely see this, but you can see the motion that my hand is going, and that's what I did to get, you know, just that extra look of like stonewashed jeans. So there you have it. No, thank you, Rock Trooper. That's right. Better here than the face. Sorry, guys. I missed so many comments because I was just yapping away. Oh, it is Amy. Okay. Hi, Amy. Okay. I do not need this marker. And I was working on hair, if I recall correctly. And I think somebody asked me if I'm ready for Fan Expo Vancouver. And yes and no. Kind of. But I'm getting a lot of answers back as far as commissions for the show, so I'll have all that organized shortly. And then I just need to pack, and I'm not traveling that far away, so it's like a 2-hour flight. So for some reason, I don't really feel like I have to do all this preparation this time. I just kind of, I don't know, decide what I'm gonna wear, stick it in my suitcase, carry on living my life. Oh, Steve, actually, I wanted to tell you something. Stever, remember how we were saying that I needed to get some like luggage straps to connect my 2 suitcases together? I don't know if you remember that, Steve, but anyway, I got some and it works. Oh my God, it works. I'm so happy. I haven't tested it at a con yet, but I think it might actually work. Kara! Hello! Yeah, because that whole train thing I've got going on is so irritating. And trying to turn in an elevator, oh my God. I'm done. I'm over it. Oh, and then one of the wheels in my my long golf bag broke. And I have literally this show and Tucson to do. So I'm literally just gonna let it like eke out its last tiny little gasps of air, and then I'll buy a new one in the winter. Yeah, fingers crossed it works. They're pink, so I'm happy. Pink bubbles, hello! Nice, Kara, that's hilarious. Yay, Tucson! I'm so excited about Tucson Comic Con. I've never been there. And I'm going to get to see all of you guys. There's actually quite a few boopers in Tucson, so that's going to be fun. And I get to see Brian and Francisca again, which makes me all kinds of happy. I'm such a like legit Brian Pulido and Francisca Pulido fan. I love those guys. They are amazeballs. Sorry, Adam, that sucks. Well, that's awesome. I can't wait to be there. Coffin Crew. That's right. Oh, Jason, yeah, I saw your message. Well, it popped up while I was mad hurrying to get ready. I have an aggressive case of hat hair today, so I was trying to like fix my bangs so I don't look like a ridiculous human. Anyway, I missed whatever he said about me. By the time I got on, it was Dan Mendoza that they were talking about. So I'll go back and take a look. That's so sweet of Brian. Oh, thank you, Gabriel. Aw, you're amazing. I'll watch the replay, yeah. I was trying to make sure that my Twitch stream wasn't going to interfere with Brian's Facebook Live. So his started at 4, I think. And so I was going to do, I was going to go at 5:15. But I guess his went kind of long. Are you guys feeling like it's really blown out? Let me see if I should just turn down some of these lights. It looks good. All right, thank you, Shane. All right, now it's time to start moving on to the fun parts. Like the skin and this whole thing, her cloak, I'm so excited to work on. Oh, it was only a couple minutes? Okay, that's awesome. All right, so to recap, I have been using only cool gray markers. So I used C0 through 3, and then 5 and 7 I had out. I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe, I guess it's a little darker on this side than it is on that side. So I may use some 7. But I'll do backgroundy stuff at the end. I'm a little bored with the background. Are you back, Kara? Okay, so I'm just gonna put those away now. And let's see. All right. Oh, Shane, no, this is a commission for a person that was on my wait list. Yeah, I'm interested to see how I correct that too, Gabriel. I'm a little bit at a loss at the moment. But we can start with trying one thing that does generally work if I can locate it. All right, colorless blender. I don't understand the concept of colorless blender and what it's actually for. I'm confused because to me, it doesn't blend, it bleaches. So I use it as a Copic eraser. more than anything else. I don't really use it as any kind of blender. I did read that Sia commented one time, and she said that if you use this as like a base coat, kind of like when you're watercoloring and you're gonna do a big drippy thing, you wet the paper. This kind of works like that, apparently. I haven't tested that out myself. Yes, it's my Edmonton beanie that actually fits all my hair. It's awesome. And it's so comfy. Okay, so I use it as bleach more than anything else. So let's see how this works as bleach. And if it smooshes around a little bit, which it seems to be smushing, that's fine, because this whole section I'm gonna fill with like blue color, and then I'm gonna go over it with white acrylic paint and Copic opaque white to make a whole pattern. It's gonna be almost like a lacy, swirly pattern all along here, done with white. So as you guys can see, this is kind of what Copic blender works with for me, and I feel like yeah, it's an eraser more than anything else, in my humble opinion. So I would never touch this anywhere I was actually trying to blend. Haha, yay, thanks Rock Trooper. I'm glad you find that helpful. All right, so it is going through onto the paper below, but this is going to be a slabbed book, meaning that it's gonna be encased. Once this is done, it's gonna be put in like a plastic case. For anyone who doesn't understand what CGC is or CBCS, this one is gonna be handled by CBCS and put in a slab. At least you guys can really see the difference. You know, this is a C7 pen, I'm pretty sure, or C5. And so that's a pretty decent, like 50% black, basically. And this can handle it. The one thing I would say is, because as you can see, it spreads. I never really went past the line right there, but it's spreading outside of the line. So if you've got somewhere that it's actually delicate, or you have a mistake somewhere that's still blank paper, I wouldn't recommend doing this technique on an already colored area. You can try, but it's risky. I would be careful. And yeah, you can push it. You can kind of use the marker and whatever marker fluid it is to push it in the direction that you need to go. So say you went out of the lines somewhere, like right here, you went out of the lines. You can actually take the color and you can push it back. So like this whole part is going to be dark blue. So yeah, I guess I can show you here. I'm pushing the Copic marker away. Now granted, I colored this like, I don't know, I made this big bloop mistake like 2 weeks ago, and it's still coming off. If you do it right away, of course your chances are way better. Anyway, there we go. Yay, it kind of worked. Woot. All right. So I'm gonna give her a skin tone now. So I'm just checking to see what markers I think would be the best for her skin tone colors. Did I make this chart? No, Rock Trooper, this is called a hex chart. You can find it at sandyalnock.com. So it's SANDYALLNOCK.com. And she sells this. You can get it for, I think it's $6 Canadian. And it is my go-to. Here, I'll show you here so you can actually see the whole thing. So you get it and you can print it out. And then she also gives you one that's filled in with Copic marker. And the reason why she gives you one that's filled in is you can actually see what the colors look like on paper, right? Well, in PDF on your monitor. And yeah, you print it out and then fill it in with the colors. It comes with a color set and then all the gray tones. But I pretty much have the gray tones memorized, so I don't need that. But I do keep this with me all the time. And it's just in a clear plastic, what's called a top loader in comics. So see, it fits an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. So I actually got it printed on the paper that I draw my art on. And so now I know exactly what the markers will look like. I swear by this thing. It's amazing. Oh, thank you, Shane. That's awesome. You guys are so epic. All right, so I have decided to be bold and use a marker I've never used before. It's E40. It was a mistake purchase, but let's see if it actually works out. Because it's a little bit more of like a brick white or something than this more yellowy tone. This is what I usually use. But I'm going to try something a little bit even whiter because she is so white. And then I might even mix a little bit of purple in there. Yes, I think I might. Just to make her look cold. I need to go lighter still. And I am looking for a color if I can locate it. Yes, okay. So this is E and 4 zeros. It's called Floral White. Now, as you guys remember, or if you're not on my streams often, then this might be a new one for you, but Copic marker dries lighter than it looks when you first put the color down. So what you see is not what you're gonna get at the end of the day once it dries. So if you're doing a color, go darker than you think is necessary, and then you'll have a color that you wanted. Or at least, you know, you'll get the hang of it. Once you're using Copic markers a lot, you kind of just have a little bit more of a relaxed, chill feel towards working with them, because it takes a little time to get used to them and get over the hump of like fearing them. But once you do get used to them, you know that it's all kind of like, oh, we're just smushing color around and keep smushing, just keep smushing. All right, guys, I forgot to give you this little heads up before I started in on her face. When I am coloring a face, I don't look up or read comments. I have to keep my head down, focusing on the coloring, or then it dries and you end up with some really not happy looking colors. And things don't blend. So I need to get all the blending and everything done all in one shot. So I hope you can bear with me while I'm working on this part. All right, and I've already had to go use my trusty dab pad real quick because this started to bleed. So definitely have yourself a paper towel some sort of napkin. I don't recommend cotton balls to dab off your markers with, because cotton balls will get lint on your marker and it can actually really mess up what you're trying to accomplish if your marker is not clean. Like, I have a few beard markers going on right now where they've got a little like tuft coming out of the end and it really ruins it. Oh, I think Hans has left, but I'm using this ash rose color that he gave me, and it's actually working really nicely as a shadow for this skin tone. And it looks kind of cold almost. I actually might put that in some of her hair. So I'm going to try adding in some purple. And I'll mix some blue in over it, but I want to have some purple to just warm up the transition between her makeup and her skin. So this is a little bit of an experimental piece because I'm using skin tones and colors that I don't usually use. At least these, the skin tones I don't usually use at all. So this is going to be a new one for me, and I'm learning as I go and kind of winging it big time. And then I have some watercolor that is super metallic. It's the like metallic purple holographic color that I used for a recent Magu piece with the koi. So I'm really excited about using that one. It's going to be fun. Sorry guys, I still have a little bit of a cold. Thank you, Robert Landon. Yes, like my shirt says. Yes, she does. She has bluish purple lips. I mean, they're definitely more blue than purple, so I'm just kind of doing a purple underpaint right here. So it looks like the paper is giving me a little bit of trouble, or I screwed up and just overfilled the paper a little bit by her cheek right here. So sometimes I've been trying to fix it this whole time and it just hasn't budged. Usually I can blend those, you know, and it's just kind of like the paper got oversaturated here and it's not saturating evenly. I've been trying to fix it, but what's happening is her face is just getting darker and darker. So what I might need to do right there is make some adjustments with colored pencil. Which I can do, and I'll probably fix it that way as opposed to just adding more and more color onto it, and then I'm running the risk of just killing the entire piece. So I'm going to dial back and just leave it be instead of continuing to try to fix it. And it's something I'll adjust at the very end and just fix that up then. So for now, I'm just gonna leave it and focus on everything else. It's so easy to just panic and be like, oh my God, this didn't work. It's not how I want it to look. And then just make it worse. So for now, I'm just gonna be like, okay, the paper is full. I need to leave it alone and I'll come back to that and I should be able to fix it, no problem. Oh, thank you, Kylie. All right, I do have my dab pad here. Where's my E40? No. Okay, so I'm using now what is usually my lightest skin tone, and I'm just adding in a bit more shadowing. Okay, see you later, Amy. Thank you for hanging out. Oh yeah, as it's drying and blending out and I'm adding more in, it's definitely working better. Kylie, I'll have to answer you in just a second. I need to just wrap this part up, but I'll get back to you on that, I promise. I haven't been using normal colors, that's for sure. I've been really trying out a few different ones. Okay, what the hell? I had the wrong lid on the wrong marker. Have a little bit of an overfill on the paper situation. Some papers can handle a lot of marker and some papers cannot. And sometimes you just learn the hard way whether it can take it or it can't take it. And that is the joy of working on blanks. Yes, Canadian Thanksgiving is before Halloween. All right, it appears to me that she has some pretty vibrant blue makeup. So I need to check that out and see if that is correct. It looks to me like I know that her lips are very blue, but I want to just take a look. Killer Frost TV show. I want to get a closer look at her actual eyes. So just give me one little minute, you guys. Yes, definitely bluish. Here we go. Bluish, silvery, almost like actual platinum in a couple places that I'm seeing. All right, 1 second, you guys. I can't see what any of you are saying at the moment. Just give me a minute. I'll get back to Twitch. All right. Her lips are very metallic looking. That's right. I agree with you there. And her eyes are very crazy light blue. Perfect. And her skin does seem to have kind of a, I mean, her lips are kind of metallic. Her skin is almost grayish a little bit. Okay, good. I think I have what I need for this. Kara, no, not Kara, Kylie. I have been using these 3 colors for the skin. So it is E40, E41, and E quadruple 0. I don't think I would recommend this mixture though. So, you know, take notes if you wish, but I was trying out some new colors to get a different skin tone, and I don't think I'd do it again. I mean, for her it works, but the blend of the markers, I wouldn't say that they mesh perfectly. All right, so I am going to finish up the makeup. This is the fun part for me. So right now I'm using BV, and I'm using quadruple 0 and triple 0. And now I'm gonna go into some blues here, because technically her makeup is blue. Oh, thanks, Kylie. Let me take a look. Ah, okay. So it's very frosty with a good, wow, that is a crazy blue lip color. It looks like a B95. Ah, and I'm holding B95. All right. That is some crazy ass blue. Thank you so much, Kylie. That was awesome. All right, and it looks like her makeup is a little bit more silvery, so I'm just gonna use the cool grays again to add in the darker colors here. And they do like a heavy lid outline on the eyeshadow. So I'll get that in too. They really accentuated the lid. Oh, the makeup is the funnest part for me. All right, let's get a little bit darker going on just around the eye. Wonder Twins, that's right. So I'm almost giving the illusion of a silver shine because I'm doing darker in the crease line and then leaving it a lighter color on the actual lid. And that kind of helps with that whole illusion of shine. But I will be using some metallic paint too to make it all sparkly and happiness. Okay, and I'm gonna take a really short break because, you know, as comfortable as I feel with you guys here on Twitch, I still have a little bit of a cold and I am just not going to blow my nose on Twitch. That's just not gonna happen. So I will be right back. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves. Literally, I am not gonna be gone more than about 1 minute. And so here, it isn't the print of the month anymore, but I'll put this here just for fun. Can have some Wonder Woman, and I'll be right back, you guys, I swear. Okay, I'm back. Hello, everyone. You're unsupervised. You did nothing with the unsupervision. I'm disappointed. Yeah. Oh well, it's all good. All right, so now it's time to get brave and do some crazy ass eyes and then crazy lip color. So this is scary to do such a dark blue on her lips, but it's gonna be really, really fun, I think. Oh, you went to look at my work for sale. That is so awesome, Rock Trooper. Thank you. All right, you know what? I'm going to start with her eyes for fun because that is just the funnest part. So for her eyes, I'm thinking I'm going to start with B00 because they're very, very light in the center and then have a dark blue ring on the outside. So I'm going to start with that. And her eyes are quite unnaturally blue. So I'm using a pretty bold color. Usually I'll mix blue with a cool gray to get a little bit more of a natural eye color. Eye color, in my opinion, especially blue eyes, do have a lot of gray in them. But for something like this, I can go a little bit more extreme. So it's fun. So now I'm using B41. And I'm just putting a slight ring around the black part, the iris. Oh, we have a new watcher. Hello, Mama Nook. All right, now I'm using B95 for the outside rim. Go. And then my regular color for the actual sclera, I believe it's called, the white part. And then I use C3 for that. Because I feel that the lashes do create a little bit of a shadow on the eye. And it looks a lot more natural than just leaving it pure white. There we go. And sometimes I'll go in and darken it even more. So now I'm using some C4. And yeah, that's the marker, cool gray number 4. Not actual C4, obviously. There we go. All right, and then doing that little bit of darker on the eyes makes it so that when you add in the white Jelly Roll highlight dots, which I always do, they pop more. All right, I'm gonna try a little bit of B37. B37 for the exterior ring. I feel that it's still a little bit too light. And I'm just doing the thinnest line I can possibly muster with this pen. Go, and then I'm going to take the B95 and blend it in just a slight bit. All right, now I'm gonna work on her lips. So I'm gonna use I'm thinking. So here are my blues, so you guys can see. This is just on the actual plastic. I need to clean it. But I think I'm going to use B41 and then jump to B45 and then toggle between 37 and 95 for her lips. So B41 is the lightest tone I'm going to use. So for now, I'm planning to sort of fake the shine. I will use some metallic paint at the end, but I don't want to have the metallic paint do all of the heavy lifting. I feel like it's, I should definitely be leaving some highlights just on my own with the actual markers and the white. Just in case the metallic paint doesn't, you know, it's not opaque enough to really do all of the highlight heavy lifting, as it were. All right, and then I was going to use, after that, I was going to use B45. So B45 is called Smoky Blue. Ooh, that's very dark. I'm just gonna see what B14 is like. And a quick check on her lips again. Courtesy of Kylie. Yeah, wow, they are dark. And while it's still wet, because these colors are not a perfect blend from one another, so I'm doing this highlight while the markers are still wet so I can hopefully mix them a little bit better. Now I'm just going over it again. The same color. Okay, and now I'm using B45. B45 now. Okay. Now, all right, I'm not sure which of these two I'm going to use. Okay, 97 and 45 are too close in color. All right, so now I'm using B37. So I'll show you guys all of these markers together when I'm done. This is a very, very dark color, so I'm just using it in the actual very darkest points of her lip. And I'm blending it with B45. Hey, DK Mars. Thank you for joining. Oh, Symbiote. Hello. All right, so now I'm using the very lightest color again, just to get this blended in a little bit better. There we go. So there's her lips. Oh yay, I'm glad you like the background music. Alright, so here we go on the lip tones. I used all of these markers for the lips. I hope this helps. So it's B41, 45, 14, 37. No, thank you so much, you guys. I'm glad you like them. I'm adding in a little bit more blue into her makeup. And let's put a little bit of blue into her hair, just in a couple parts. Now her hair, I don't need it to blend very well, so it's fine if there's chunks and bits as opposed to it needing to be perfectly smooth. So I wouldn't do something like this on skin, for instance, but in her hair, it seems to be fine. And it just gives a little bit of a bluer tone to the cool gray markers. Yay, I'm glad you like them, Anthony. Thank you. All right. Oh, my pleasure, Rock Trooper. Thank you for hanging out for a while. I'm so glad that you found my stream, and I usually try to stream about 3 times a week when I'm home, so I'll be here. All right, now it's time to work on her cloak. Good times. I'm gonna just zoom out on this ref picture so that I can see her cloak. All right, so her shirt looks like it's this B37 and it's pretty much flat tone. So I'm literally just going to use B37. Wow, that is brave for me. Actually, you know what? I can't, not yet. I need to do the rest of her skin and her neck before I can start putting in darker tones. So regrettably, I have to go back to that. Thank you, Kylie. All right, so let's get back to skin. Hopefully I remember all the colors that I used. So I'm doing a base tone of E quadruple 0. So this is a very, very light tone. I don't even know if it's showing up on screen. So I use the lightest tone to firstly be the transition to white. And there are portions of skin that I'll leave completely white and just kind of use the white as highlight by just leaving the paper blank. And then there's other portions where I can use it as kind of my rough sketch for the actual tones and shades that I'm gonna put in the skin. Now I'm using E40. So guys, this is a skin tone combination that I have never used before and probably won't again. Not that there's anything wrong with this, but I have skin tone set that I already like and use. Yes, it is. That's what really confused me, Kylie, is I wasn't sure what color her skin was supposed to be. What I went with was basically, I imagine it as kind of a grayish Caucasian pale skin tone. Oh, so right now I'm using E quadruple 0, E40, and then just a little bit of E41 at the end. I still wouldn't recommend it though, Kylie. I guess unless you're doing a Killer Frost. All right, now I'm blending the shadowy parts out with E41. No, E⁻⁻⁻. Sorry. E41 is habit talk. For anyone who hates the squeak, it's happening. All right, now I'm using actual E41 for the darker shadowy areas. And then Hans gave me this color called E70, and it's working incredibly well for shadows on this particular skin tone. It's kind of like a ashy, it's called ash rose. And as you guys can see right now, I'm trying to put in those darker shadows, and what's happening is it's blending. So blending is fine for right now because I do want it like the first base of the shadows to be blended, but then I'm gonna go back in and put a pretty harsh line afterwards. And that, I want the all the skin to be dry when I do that one. So for now, this is good, and then in a little bit, I'll come back and do another go over with this color, and it'll make for a really nice sharp shadow. So again, this one is E70. Yes, I really like it. And Hans said he bought 2 and didn't need it, so he gave it to me in Edmonton, and I am fast becoming quite a fan of this color. Let me show you what it looks like just on its own. That's what it looks like. It's like a grayish, dusty rose. So yeah, ash rose is literally the best word for it. Studying various ways of point of view. What do you mean point of view, Juan? Oh, thank you, Philip. I'm glad you're liking it. No, DK Mars, you're not imagining it. Though there are, there's the Copic sketch markers that have a brush tip, and then there's the Copic original markers that don't. They're just a smaller point at the end, but they're not a brush tip. So it just depends on which Copic marker whoever you saw coloring has. Yeah, Kylie. This marker is a definite must-have. Recommend highly. You're trying to learn perspective, like buildings and stuff, Juan? Oh, thank you, July Johnson. I really appreciate that. Juan, to answer your question, I actually don't have any recommendations at the moment, but you know what? I have a massive list of books currently sitting on my Amazon wish list that I'm going to be buying. I just haven't gotten around to buying them yet. But I did a bunch of like art book research the other day, and I have a big list of stuff that I'm getting to study. So let me buy them, figure out which ones I think are the best, and I'm getting like 5 or 6 on perspective specifically. So then I'll tell you which one I recommend the most, if you would like me to do a quick check before you have to shell out on it. Well, that's awesome, Kylie. All right, now I really need to get going on her top. And I gotta admit, it's a little bit intimidating. That is an intense blue. All right, now her neck has dried, so I'm putting in the darker shadow under her chin. And in a couple places. Having a soft blend is really nice for certain areas and then not for others. You want the harsher, bolder blend. Yeah, wow. This marker is perfect for like skin shadows and stuff. It's amazing. Okay, so for everyone, this was the first time that I have been using this color. I highly, highly recommend it. It's E70. That is now going into my skin tone arsenal of happiness. Thank you, Juan. I'm glad you like the lips. All right, just putting away a couple markers that I'm done with completely. All right, and it looks to me like her jacket is a very flat-toned blue. It's not a shiny top. I'm sorry, not her jacket, her tank top underneath with the little X on it. So it is, I'm using B37 here. And if you guys notice, I did the skin first because I usually try to do the lightest colors. If they're going to be right up against each other like this, do the lighter tone first so that when you're trying to color the skin, you don't have to be careful. Like, you can go outside the lines with skin because everything surrounding it on this piece is going to be covered by the darker colors. And if you try to do the skin after doing something dark blue like this, you're going to end up pulling the blue and it's just going to smear and smush and ruin your skin. Oh, you guys are so nice. Buying Kylie some markers for her birthday. I love that. She was streaming her art haul video. Okay, now I need to do her blue dark jacket and then her sleeves. So I'm gonna start by coloring the whole portion for her sleeves. And I'm gonna try a technique that I am not even sure how it's gonna look, but I'm quite excited about it. So let's see. Oh, and Gabriel, check it out. It's almost pretty much completely gone. You can't even see the remnants of the big splotch right there. So it actually worked out rather nicely. I'm happy with that whole erasing situation. I really wasn't sure how that was gonna go. Interesting. I just saw on my Twitch stream, it says traditional art, because I did some tags. So I did tags for traditional art, coloring, comics, and it tagged English. I guess Twitch knows I speak English or something. Yeah, I really wasn't sure how it was gonna work either, Kylie. I'm quite surprised at how it turned out. It's awesome. All right, so I'm gonna just do the skin tone here. Perhaps I might actually just do E70 everywhere here. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna need to go immediately to some art store here and buy a refill for this color because I see myself using it all the time. So I have a plan with this whole spot and I want it to get pretty dark here, but not too dark. And then I'm gonna go over it with Copic opaque white and I'm gonna paint swirls and twirls to make this whole part look silver. Yeah, but it's kind of silver with a pattern. So I'm doing an underlay color so that the white can shine on top of it. Does that make sense? Because at least in the pictures that I looked at, it almost in some, there's a few different outfits, and I've seen some coats look different than others. Yes, Hans has created an E70 monster. That is so true. And he's not even here, so he has no idea what horror he has created. So sweet of him to give me his extra marker. Aww.
You have reached the voicemail box of Kino.
All right. We're gonna have to see how this goes. I have no idea if this is gonna work, you guys. But I've been mulling it over, and I think it might.
Just wait for the tone.
Hello, Blaisdell. I have the Spider-Gwen look going on? Really? Yeah, it looks like I'm doing some really weird, like, flesh-toned top. You know how sometimes some people wear, like, flesh-toned yoga pants? Has anyone seen someone in flesh-toned yoga pants or flesh-toned sweatpants? It's so, like, you gotta do a double take, you know? And that's what this looks like a little bit. It's almost exactly that color.
If you need further assistance, enter pound now. Please leave your name, number, and a message after the tone.
Shall I fast forward the song? I don't know what's playing, guys. I can't hear it. Should I fast forward it? Yeah, flesh tone pants. They're the worst.
Goodbye.
Right? Yeah, I kind of agree with Kylie. I'm not gonna get away with doing Christmas music yet. All right. I think just to get it done, I'm gonna do the Copic marker right here real quick. I'm just gonna fill it with this dark blue again. And then I'll do the highlights on the blue with colored pencil. And then I'm gonna get into the painting. Because once I get going on that, I think that's gonna be it for me. I'm gonna go completely bonkers. So her jacket, from what I can tell, is exactly the same color as her tank top, but it seems to have a little bit more shine and highlight to it. and her hair in these places looks all like chunky and not much tone to it. But I'm gonna do some Copic trickery with her hair too, with the Copic opaque white. All right, I'm gonna leave that plain like that. I don't know. I always feel kind of bad if I cover up the artists' names and writers and everything. It just it doesn't feel very polite if I just like go and cover their signatures. Or I'm sorry, their credit. You're right, Kylie. It looks like velvet in some places, or almost like a really short poodle fur. But then in other ones, it looks like frosty scroll work on her top. And I like the frosty scroll look, so that's what I'm gonna try for. Yeah, it's just ego all over the paper, huh, Gabriel? I should really call my book Drawn Harder. Oh my god. That was literally just a joke. I'm almost done putting together the page planning for my art book. I did it today. Woot! Oh yeah, I want to see what I draw for the cover too, Kylie. I'm sorry, you guys. I was just trying to wrap that up. I am so trying to figure out exactly what to draw. I have some thoughts, but I might be going a little too far out of what people expect from me and my work. So I have to kind of decide like what's the proper balance to kind of throw some crazy new style on everyone, or, you know, it needs to be representative of what's inside the book as far as art style. So I'm on the fence and trying to think about what exactly I should do, but I do have some plans and I hope to actually get drawing it next week. Woot! Oh, have a good night, Froy! Do something crazy? I've definitely planned to. Oh, I had the worst block yesterday. Last night. I was so frustrated. And it's off screen, but I'm still using my dab pad, everybody. Oh, and for anyone new to the stream, this is a dab pad. I always have these around. Whenever I can find this particular type of paper towel or napkin, I'm not sure what it is, but they are amazing. And I use them because they don't have a ton of lint to them, but they're very absorbent. So I use these to dab my Copic marker before I put it on the paper, because my habit is I tend to overfill my markers. Thanks, DK Mars. Okay. Where is my Copic Opaque White? Shoot. Oh yes, I remember. Yes! Glory! Alright, just getting my brushes. And it's gonna be Copic Opaque White time. Happiness! Alright, so here we go. Copic Opaque White. And I'm using this jar. Here we go. So I pretty much just work from the lid and whatever paint happens to be on the lid. But I need a little bit of water. Okay, hold please. I just need a couple drops of water. I'll be right back. Alright, added a couple drops of water to my lid. What look on whose face? I'm confused. I think I need a little bit more of the real stuff. I put a little too much water. You've never used opaque white before? Oh, it's awesome. All right, so I always use a little piece of paper and I kind of twist the brush as I paint down, and it gets it to a nice tip. And you need that for the scroll work. Oh, okay, you're talking about that. All right, good. I thought maybe I had some weird look on my face. So I am just using a watercolor brush that I have from, watercolor work that I've done, and this is working great for the opaque white. And if you wash your opaque white off your brushes right away, it doesn't seem to hurt them. So I've just found this one to be pretty much any brush works fine. So I feel like at the beginning I was going a little bit too scrolly, pretty, almost sweet looking lines. I'm going a little bit more jagged now. I've changed sort of my plan to make it a little bit more evil looking. There we go. Oh, thank you, Kylie. It's easier to paint with this stuff a little bit more watered down, but then it's not as opaque. So I'm actually using it kind of like when it's really thick and goopy here. But at least then it really shows up. So I'm almost doing a jagged lightning bolt style pattern right now. Oh, sorry that I freeze. Yeah, she is. That's true, Kylie. I think I actually did use it for, what was it? It was, it was an Aphrodite piece. Or maybe I just left it in plain paper and only used this in a couple little spots. But anyway, yeah, I love Copic Opaque White. I use it all the time when I have it. She mellowed with age. I haven't seen very far past where she becomes Killer Frost. So, I can't really speak with much knowledge about the show. But, I really like her. Like, at least when she was the doctor scientist chick, I really liked her like that. Yeah, you could do that. I've had the Holbein and it is really good. Or, you know, this stuff is incredible as well. Oh, good night, Juan. See you later. Okay, so I'm intentionally making the outline all dotty and textured, not a smooth line, because I think that looks a little better. I am going to need to do a little bit more shadow because as the color that I did for the like underpaint on her top, it's getting really close to the skin tone. So at least if I put more shadow right there on her neck, it should help to kind of differentiate the two. Okay, so now I'm going to do some strands of white hair coming out. So I'm making the outline a little bit more white around her head. Sorry, Kara. Just trying to mix, I got a little bit too much water in here, so this part is a little bit too watery, so I'm just mixing some of the little lumps and residue on the lid to hopefully get this a little bit more opaque. No, actually, I didn't try the app on Fox, Anthony. Okay, well, I'll check again, Kara. I looked this morning and it wasn't there. Or you just mean eventually it'll come back? Because, yeah, things definitely do come back. Okay, so it will soon? Then I'll definitely check. Okay, well, I have to go cook dinner, but this is literally done. I'm gonna do a few final little touch-ups and keep working on adding some more white into the hair, and I'm finished. So yay, I mean, I think a lot got done tonight. I'm really happy to have hung out with you guys. I just need to go finish making dinner. We're having dinner a little later tonight. The kids have sports, and so it goes later, but I need to go get it ready. You guys, I love you all a ton. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you have a fantastic day, night, evening, and I'll see you all. I'm not sure if I'm going to make it for Facebook Live on the weekend because I'm leaving for Toronto soon, but I'll definitely be home all of next week. I think I have 2 weeks at home, so I'll do a lot more streaming. I look forward to those. I love you all a ton. Thanks for hanging out. You guys rock, and I'll see you next time. Mwah! Thank you so much for being here. And to any new followers that I didn't welcome, thank you for being here too. Saunders, I didn't even know you were on the stream. Ooh, more conflu, yes. You guys rock. Thank you so much. Have a good one, you guys. Bye.